Hello to Suzanne Nan and the entire team on the Fountain Hills Realtor Tour. I'm Tiffany Timmons. I was referred over to Suzanne as a possible speaker for one of your realtor marketing sessions. I've only spoken with Suzanne quickly on the phone, but I can tell she's a woman who wants results and only the best for the Fountain Hills Tour. She asked me, why should we have you speak? Great question. And I will answer that in this short video by 1, demonstrating value, and by 2, letting you know what participants would walk away with after our time together. I'm a transplant here to Scottsdale. I now live here with my husband and 3 children, and I'm not a realtor. I have had the opportunity to buy and sell 7 properties in the last 10 years. So I understand the value of a real estate expert who can navigate with all the people that you've got to deal with along the way. The other agents, the seller, the buyer, the loan officer, the inspector, the appraiser, and make sure that this deal gets to the close. So of the commercial and the residential realtors that I've worked with, I have found the same challenge is everywhere. Their biggest challenge is dealing with challenging people. Forbes magazine states that 85% of a person's worth is due to their human engineering skills, their ability to negotiate, lead, and sell, and only 15% is due to actual skills. So if we are dealing with challenging people, and 85% of our financial success is due to our ability to lead, negotiate, sell, communicate, wouldn't it be in our best interest to see how we can develop and improve our human engineering? Brian Tracy says, communication is a skill that you can learn. If you are willing to work at it, you can rapidly improve the quality of every part of your life. And I heard once, if you do want to change others, you must first start with yourself. In my book, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, You're Leading Now, we're going to look in depth at 1 page. You must understand others and what they need. Each person is unique. You will learn what this means. One thing I hope that the Fountain Hills Tour attendees would take away from with our time together, it's this. In our communication, we all have blind spots, and those blind spots can irritate others. And if you're irritating others, believe me, they're not doing business with you, or they're not doing their best business with you. So if you want to get very good at communicating very quickly, there's value in learning more about those blind spots, recognizing them, and finding out how to remove them so that the perception of others builds deeper relationships. So you already know that in order to do business, we need to like and trust somebody. But did you know that there is an order to them and why it matters? So first of all, your tone and tempo can irritate someone right off the start. If you talk too slow to their liking or too fast, they'll begin to jump to conclusions in their mind. Our average attention span is down to 7 seconds. So if you're irritating that other person within the first 7 seconds, their mind is already going elsewhere. So aside from our tone and tempo, we also need to make sure that we follow the right order of like and trust. There are those people who you meet with, and I've had this happen, I'm sure you have too, where you sit across from them and they say, you've got 5 minutes, go. You need to build their trust first before you like them. One thing that I hope the Fountain Hills Tour attendees take away from our time together, it is this. In our communication, we have blind spots, and those blind spots can irritate others. Let me tell you this, if you are irritating others, they are not doing business with you or doing their best business with you. So if you want to get very good at recognizing your blind spots, how to overcome them and replace them in a language that connects with people, then you're going to see value in us spending some time together. So first of all, your tone and tempo can irritate someone right off the start. If you talk too slow for their liking, or too fast, they will begin to jump to conclusions about you. Now, our average attention span, latest recorded, is 7 seconds. 7 seconds. So if you haven't connected with somebody from the start, the relationship may never move on and it doesn't have the right potential to become something big. So aside from tone and tempo, there is priority. You already know that in order to do business, people need to like and trust you. But did you know there was a specific order that you need to go in? You see, some individuals are focused on task. So they need to trust you first before they will like you. You need to build their trust. You can recognize people like this very fast. They're the type of prospect you sit down from across from, and they say, you've got 5 minutes, go. You better start showing value of what you can do for them, or they're going to show you to the door. Now, after that, after you've shown value, you might start talking about golf and kids and vacation, but not before they know that you can do something to help their business or to help their life. Now, conversely, if the prospect is people-focused, that's their priority, not task-focused, then you need to build the relationship and they need to like you first before they will trust you. And if you jump into business too fast, you will lose them. So here's a warning though. You may be excellent in the first meeting that you think of in building rapport, but this goes on every time you connect with people because their needs may change and their behavior might be in a different place because of pressures that they're facing. So someone that you met early on may have been really on the people side and you could talk about family, but as you get closer to the close, all of a sudden the task becomes the priority. And you need to be able to switch modes and talk in a language that connects with them so that they continue to trust you as you go through this highly emotional journey of getting to a close. So how do you read others and how do you tell what they are so that you know to give it to them? Well, we'll go into more detail of this when we're face to face, but I'm going to give you a quick overview now. So here's the page from our book. Our first character is the orange one. Now, he looks like he means business. He's direct to the point. Stop complaining about the labor pains and show me the baby. This person thrives on competition. But guess this guy's blind spots. He can come across as intimidating and impatient. Our green character is charming, an encourager, optimistic. And there's blind spots. Well, they can come across as impulsive or unorganized. It doesn't mean they are, but that's the perception that others can see. Our purple character is very people-oriented and moves at a more cautious pace than green. These people are loyal, supportive, they finish tasks, but they could come across as a procrastinator or fearful of making a decision. Your wheels are probably turning. Finally, our black and white character, and that pretty much says it all. This person is cautious, analytical. They like structure. They want process. But they could come across as unemotional or cold or over-analytical. If we're going to play Monopoly, who do you think would be the banker? Of course, our black and white character. And who wants to win more than anybody else? Our orange person up in the corner. And who's going to host the party? Of course, the green person, because they want to show off their latest CD collection. And who's going to bring the chips and pop and make sure everybody has what they need and that they're all comfortable? Our purple character. Can you relate to these characters? Can you start to see people that you might find challenging because their priorities are different from yours? And do you see how you could be speaking a different language with them? And the result could be less than smooth business. This knowledge applies to prospects, clients who are buying for the third time with you, other realtors, business partners, and yes, your home life too. We haven't even scratched the surface on the oil field that we're sitting on, and the potential in learning how to understand others and give them what they need can make or break a deal, and it can make or break your career. So I hope this helps in giving you a glimpse of what giving your participants a leg up on their human engineering skills would look like. We would dive a bit deeper into this with some more tools that they can use immediately, as well as some Q&As. Now, as any good speaker, we've got to have a great giveaway for people so that they can walk away and actually use what we've talked about. So everybody will have the chance to have access to my short book, Understanding Others. And this is going to demonstrate and give them exactly those tips of how to read people, what do they need, and the do's and don'ts. I'll also be handing out some free copies of my book, You're Leading Now, and doing signings on anybody else who wants to buy a book there. So what's next? Well, I certainly hope that you see value in working together and getting a date on the calendar. Now, in the chance that you do have some questions, I'm certainly available to answer those for you. So thank you to Suzanne and the Fountain Hills Realtor team. Looking forward to our next steps.